So welcome everyone, and we're gonna start with a lot of questions. I think as users and other people really interested to know what you guys think of it. So I'm gonna start with some questions. Each of you will share some of your thoughts. Okay. Before we really officially start, so please introduce each of you because I think that's better. You yourself will introduce yourself. It's better than what I do. So.
Hello, everyone. This is Peko from Pundi X. I'm the co-CEO. And Pundi X has established in 2018. We launched the product in 2018, which we are in the market more than 7 years. And we started as a point of sales, crypto point of sales developer. So we ship the devices to over 30 countries in the world. And we similar to Argent Pay, and we also onboard merchants to accept cryptocurrency as a payment. And the terminal, the crypto terminal itself, not only just for merchant to accept cryptocurrency, but also to sell cryptocurrency. And we are moving towards decentralization for merchant to actually host their wallets to operate the system. And we also launched the hardware wallet card we call PS card as a gift card. So the purpose is to onboard the first-time user without knowing too much of the technology. So and also we are developing a AI-driven data platform. So we see that this is the upcoming trend and also upcoming use cases for blockchain technology. So very happy to be here.
So the first question we like to talk about is what do you see as the key factors driving the adoption of DeFi in today's economy?
Yeah, my thought on the key factor for driving the adoption would be when we talk about DeFi and we will think about to leverage others' devices or CPUs to provide the resources for the decentralization network or to promote the usage of decentralization applications and create a community around that. And I think the key factor is that for the adoption is to how do we design a platform that can be used easily by those who doesn't have the knowledge. They have the equipment, but they don't have the knowledge of they can actually provide those resources for people to use and then to get reward. I think most of the people, they don't have this type of concept. It's just exists within the crypto community, and how do we educate them? So we spend a lot of time to educate, for example, our merchants. Our merchants has the physical outlets, right? And all they need to do is to have our device, or if they have their current POS device, how do we empower them easily to get them on board? So we make those, for example, like incentivification very easily. We set up the commission mechanism inside the platform so that when they do the transactions with their devices or with the devices that we provide, and then they can get reward automatically. So it's kind of like the technology under the hood. They don't need to really know what's going on. They don't need to know how to set up. So all they need to know is to use it. Yeah.
So we are talking about the key factors that drive the adoption of the DeFi in today's economy. We'd also like to know what is your thoughts about what's the biggest challenges? And yeah, I know some of you have already maybe mentioned part of it, but how can we, for those challenges, how can these challenges be mitigated or overcome in a way, in your different cases of projects?
Since I do similar things as Robert, and I would like to point out, yes, for the consumer, they might have the challenge to onboard to crypto, and what we were doing is that we designed a mechanism that for them to onboard. For example, a lot of people when they receive their first crypto, either airdrop or maybe they created an account in the exchange, which is the exchange itself could be, we don't know whether it's reliable enough. So we promote the concept of the ownership of the assets that you have. So we create the, actually I bought it here, the PS card, which is the decentralized card, gift card. You can actually, you don't need any activation. So later on, I will give it to any one of you who asked the first question to all of us. And you can try how to onboard it very easily because there's no password that you need to enter. There's no password or phrases that you need to write it down on a piece of paper, and you just treat it as a key, like the car key, just the door for your the key for your door. So in that way, we can actually onboard most of the people. Otherwise, for example, like the merchants, they talk to us like, I cannot drop an NFT to my customer because they're already drunk. when they enter in my bar, I want to establish a relationship with them, and then they were drunk. They couldn't actually create any wallet. They have the merchant has to write down his private key. So that's why we collaborate with Infineon, which is the largest chipset provider. They are doing a lot of IoT devices as well. So they provide the blockchain security solution for us to we keep the private key very safely inside. So we use it and lower the cost of having a whole wallet. Now the cold wallet is very expensive. So I think lower the cost, lower the entry level of the adoption would be, the technical adoption would be the key to make the adoption happen. Yeah. I want to add on one of the biggest challenges for the vaping device manufacturer would be the certification cost.
Yes.
That's huge. So if you want to scale it up,
yes.
And then you need to go through different type of certification process, which is already exists in the world.
Yes.
And for startups, it's very difficult to pay all of those certifications. So for us, that would be if we go into the deeping business, and we need to, at the end of the day, we need to work with the manufacturer, which is the existing manufacturer in the world, to scale the solution. So I think that's also the key of the hinder to the adoption.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Right. How does the solution, how does your solution basically facilitate mass adoption to crypto payments in real world? I think you have already covered some parts of it, and also like what role do devices like XPS play in bridging the physical and digital?
Right. So since we are here for more than 7 years, and it's quite a journey. So 7 years ago, no one would think about paying using cryptocurrency. No one. So we were born at that time, and we have been through that period of time that we developed. At that time, the technology is not mature. The blockchain network there's no multiple blockchain network. So the network that we have is Bitcoin and Ethereum. So imagine the network itself is so slow, and the gas fee is so high. So at that time, we launched this centralized platform, and then we have our own wallet, and then we found out that actually, with the time passed by, more and more people get to know about crypto, and then they start to use their own wallet. So we make a very bold decision that we decide to close down our own the centralized wallet service that we have, because it's very difficult to onboard user with all the KYC implement. So we started to have the export system to support all sorts of blockchain wallets. So that opens our volume of the transaction volume. And then we see a lot of transactions start to coming in. So I think the adoption actually coming from the awareness of the people that knows about crypto. And nowadays, there are Web2 company, already existing Web2 company, like Robert said before, that they are starting to adopt cryptocurrency like Revolut, like GrabPay, which is in Singapore. You might see the Web3 wallet in there. So I think the next wave will be driven from the existing business, like the banks, the financial institutions. And we were actually packaging it as a turnkey solution for them to use, so to drive the adoption over there. So I think the next way would be the solution, the way go forward. As for the SPOS as a hardware terminal, we think when we develop it, it's proof of concept. I think it works. And we are taking it to a different terminal manufacturer, like Ingenico, Verifone, PAX. So we have all the APK to support their devices. So this is a way to get the wider adoption.
Sure. I think you also mentioned parts of like how do you both incentive the device owners and the end users at the same time in the ecosystem, which is very important, of course, to make it scalable.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And for Ramir and the witness chain, so given the growing importance of decentralized networks in the device economy, how does witness chain support the integration of various devices and applications into its ecosystem?
Yeah. For me, I would look into what is the devices that most people have in the world. So from my perspective, I see mobile phone. So smartphone, basically everyone has smartphone. Maybe some has two. So how do we leverage the resources of the capacity of the mobile phone? That would be something that we can think about. And also the incentive. As you mentioned, that is a very important part for people to get into deeping because of the incentive. And how do we provide enough incentive and for the people to willing to utilize their current device to actually join this deeping community to contribute. So I would say, for example, like AI technology, that there are a lot of work that still needs human to do. Now we're developing AI, but there are still a lot of work that need human to do. And how do we incentivize those people who has mobile phone and then to contribute some work on the AI related to data, and then to get payment or to get reward from it. I think that's something. AI, mobile phone, that would be the two main trend that I would say to see the future of deeping, where the future of deeping lies on.
Thank you guys very much for all the things that you have just shared. And I think, like for the audiences, do you have any questions for our speakers? And I think Peko just mentioned that she has some gift for the first one to pose the question. So some free conversations, and if you have any questions. Yes, please.
I have a question about the Peko and the Robert. So why we need the cards actually? So as normally the economy is going to cardless then cashless, and we are using the phones to tap and pay. So why we need the cards? And the second one is security in terms of the cards, because as a developer, I was building one of the NFC project where I try to encrypt the private key storing in the NFC. I try to make the NFC card, but it didn't work because of the security reasons. And the second one is we can use the mobile NFCs to make the meta transaction to sign the transaction. So why we are using the existing providers like Visa and Mastercard? We should be eliminating them instead of using them.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but for a merchant to be able, merchants, millions of merchants all around the world accept Visa and Mastercard. Obviously, you've got a lot of local payment systems, a lot of local sort of e-wallets, and that works well. But with the crypto card, you can top it up with many different cryptocurrencies, and then you can walk into a store. Let's say you've got a physical card, or even if you have the virtual card on your phone, and you can use it there as well. So I think we are somewhere of a bridge between the two, between Web 2 and Web 3. And I think the crypto-funded MasterCard and Visa card makes sense, certainly at this time. Whether in 5 or 10 years' time, it still makes sense. We'll see. But that usability to be able to spend your crypto and walk in to a bricks and mortar store and be able to use a MasterCard or Visa card that you've topped up with crypto, I think there's still a big demand for that.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Robert has said, because we are in the stage where it's a transition period. So you cannot actually totally ignore those who has been existed and has a wider usage network. You cannot do that. Otherwise, the adoption may not be happened, but but it will happen gradually, just like what I just previously said, that when we begin this project, no one knows crypto. No one thinking about using crypto to pay. Now they are using crypto to pay. So I think the technology that we are developing right now actually paving the way from the transition to Web 2 to Web 3. And then we're starting to build a product that's totally for Web 3. So you see a lot of projects here, and they are very focusing what the Web3 world could be. So I think you're right to start developing the NFC. This one is the NFC for the security issues. So that's why we choose the Infineon Sakura solutions to build this card, because the NFC itself is security proof. So I think you might need to leverage the current existing technology to build the project upon. Yeah.
So Peko, you wanna?
Yes. Thank you so much for the questions.
Okay, so if there's no other question, I think we're wrapping up today's panel discussion. I think it was a very informative one, and we all learned a lot more, and that's great. So thanks again to Alchemy and Pundi X, Decharge and Witness Chain, and thank you all of you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.